What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Adventure Force Nexus Pro. This blaster by Dart Zone is a spring-powered pump-action magazine-fed blaster, which is compatible with Nerf magazines shooting Nerf Elite darts or the included long darts or half-length darts. And it shoots insanely hard. This is not an ordinary Nerf blaster, bros. Let's get into the review. Included is the blaster, stock, sights, full magazine, half magazine, magazine converter, long darts, short darts, and the instructions. External overview of the Nexus Pro, starting up at the front. There's no in-strike barrel lug. This is not a Nerf blaster, but it does have a removable barrel brake, which is pretty cool, but it's purely cosmetic. That's just friction fits in there like that. Above that is a front sight, which is actually a rail attachment, so you can move it around if you want to. And that's seated on top of a Picatinny style rail. And there's another rail that's slightly elevated in the rear. And on the rear of that, I have the flip up sight attached, but that's also completely removable. The sight system is a grenade launcher style sight system. It looks a little weird, but it works. And if you don't like it, you can just slide both sights completely off. Down here, we have the priming handle to prime, pull back, and push forward. The prime stroke is very smooth, but it takes considerably more force to prime this than like an Alpha Trooper or a normal Nerf gun. But this thing is shooting insanely hard, so that is to be expected. It's a little weird, but the first few inches of travel have no resistance at all. It's not until you get a few inches in that you're actually moving the spring. It's not bad or anything, it just takes a little getting used to. It feels weird at first. And moving back, we have a slot cut into both sides of this blaster, sort of like an access door, but it's too small for your finger to really get in there. So I think it's more just to assess jams rather than to actually fix jams. To fix the jam, you can just get your finger up through there. I've never actually needed an access door. You can always clear the jam through the magwell anyways. But I guess it adds some style points because it does look kind of cool. Moving down, there's a trigger safety right here. So this is in a safe position, and when you push through, it protrudes on the other side. So it's safe. I cannot fire. It's hot. I can fire. Down to the trigger pull is pretty standard. This blaster does not have slam fire. And now down to the grip. It looks a little basic and simple, but it's very comfortable and quite ergonomic. I have a very large hand and I think this grip is very comfortable, yet it's slim enough and simple enough that it's not going to alienate a small hand. However, the age range on this product is 14 and up, and seriously pay attention to that because this blaster shoots insanely hard. You can't shoot your little sister with this. She's going to cry and you're going to get in trouble. So with that older market in mind, I think this grip is fantastic. It's very simple, but it's very effective. It's utilitarian, but I don't think it looks bad at all. I complain about grips all the time, and it is a little simple looking. It's not flashy, but it's very comfortable. And back to the stock, it includes an adjustable stock that's all the way in. That's all the way out. And if you wanted to, you could take it off completely. It's worth noting the L shape of this stock eliminates that little triangle bar that would be right here. So in the all the way collapsed form, your wrist isn't gonna bang into that, which I think is very comfortable, and it's just a good design. It doesn't look quite as tactical as some of the fancier stocks, but it's very functional. And it's a very stable stock as well. And with a spring of this strength, you're going to want to prime it off your shoulder, so it would suck if it collapsed like the old Raider stocks used to. So it's a fairly adjustable stock, yet it's still very stable, and I think it's designed pretty well. Now down to the magazine well, which is pretty cool in this blaster. So this is the included magazine. It holds 12 full-length darts, but the blaster is cross-compatible with Nerf in-strike magazines, so you can use a lot of the existing Nerf magazines you already own. However, if you're trying to use a magazine with one of these bumps, like in the 18-round stick mags, it simply does not insert into the blaster. The magazine's little bump actually bumps into the shell of the blaster and does not allow it to seat properly. And some other magazines just do not work in this magazine well. It is not entirely cross-compatible, but it is compatible with a lot of the straight mags that do not have that little bump right there. And that's just if you want to shoot the full-length darts, but this blaster is also compatible with half-length darts. It includes a 12-round half-length magazine as well as a 12-round full-length magazine. In order to use the half-length magazine, you put in the magazine converter, which is included with the blaster. This is just inserted into the magwell like that, which allows you to then put the half-length magazine into that. And when you're using the adapter, of course, you don't use the main mag release, you use the new one right here, because if you use the main one, you'll obviously take out the whole thing. If you've never used a half-length Nerf dart, their major advantage is the performance. They fire hard and they fire really consistently. So if you're trying to achieve maximum precision, I think it would be easier to achieve with half-length darts as opposed to the full-length darts. Now, half-length magazine compatibility. This blaster is compatible with the Jet Blaster half-length dart magazine, and it's also compatible with the Jet Blaster half-length darts. It is also compatible with the Worker brand half-length dart magazine. It is not, however, compatible with the Dart Zone MK 1.1 magazine, which I find super weird. It's compatible with the other brand's half-length dart, but not its own. I don't understand why. But when you try to shove it in there, it just doesn't fit. It's too fat. So that's a little bit weird, but it is compatible with both Worker and Jet Blaster mags. I believe total compatibility with everything is kind of what they were shooting for, because the magazine converter actually has two magazine catch notches inside there. One for their magazine notch and the Jet Blaster magazine notch, but a different one at a different location just for the Worker mag, which I think is fantastic, but I do not know the full extent of the compatibility of this blaster. I've only tested it with the Jet Blaster magazine and the Worker brand mag. I can't speak for any other magazines, and it's obviously not compatible with all of them because it's not compatible with its own MK 1.1 mag, which I really don't understand at all. So if you want to shoot Nerf Elite darts, Waffle Head darts, AccuStrike darts, actually all of the darts I tried fed through this blaster just fine. I did not have a single jam or a feeding issue or a squib, which is a dart getting caught in the barrel. I had quite a few squibs and malfunctions with the CETA blasters by Jet Blaster. It's because they're so high precision. This thing is like an AK. It just feeds everything through it without any hiccups or complaints. It's really impressive, and the firing performance is also excellent. So that is enough of an overview of the Magwell and the Nexus Pro. Let's see it fire. Starting with the included short darts. One more time. Now shooting Jet Blaster half-length darts out of the Jet Blaster magazine. Now shooting Worker half-length darts out of a Worker magazine. And shooting the included long darts with the included magazine. And a few more. Now shooting Dart Zone Waffle Head darts out of a Nerf magazine. Now shooting Nerf Elite darts out of a Nerf magazine. This is going to be crazy. Operating the Adventure Force Nexus Pro is a blast. This thing shoots insanely hard for a store-bought blaster. This is available on Walmart shelves. This isn't a highly specialized thing that's only available on the internet if you know the right website. You can go into Walmart and buy one of these. To shoot that hard, that consistently, that accurately, off the shelf with no mods? What's even happening right now? That's incredible, dude. So I tried this blaster with almost all of the Nerf darts I have in the studio, including all the half-length darts. It fed absolutely everything. I didn't have a single malfunction or even a single squib. However, the performance obviously changed depending on what type of dart I was using. So to compare the Nexus Pro to others, which is totally unfair, I put it up on my chronograph. With the included long darts, I achieved an average velocity of 137 feet per second. With the included short darts, I got an average of 146 feet per second. With Nerf Elite darts, I got an average velocity of 147 feet per second. And with normal Dart Zone waffle head darts, which are different than the included long darts, achieved an average velocity of 127 feet per second. So comparing that to the standard 70 FPS par out of most Nerf Elite blasters, holy crap, this thing is shooting hard, bro. $50, no mods, over 130 FPS? Jeez, dude. So firing velocity is insanely fast. However, a few notes on the dart compatibility. The barrel in this system is a precision barrel compared to every other Nerf gun on the market right now. This blaster is more comparable to the Dart Zone Pro MK 1.1 and the Jet Blaster Ceta and the Ceta S. So the barrel system is more precise than something like an Alpha Trooper. I say that because the type of dart that you choose to shoot out of this is more important in this blaster compared to a normal Nerf gun. The included darts fly pretty well, but they included these instead of the standard Dart Zone waffle head dart for a reason. The standard waffle head dart sort of rubs on the inside of this barrel. The consistency from shot to shot, shooting waffle head darts, AccuStrike darts, or anything with the broad head is hit and miss. The velocity variation was pretty crazy and the darts were a little bit wild, but shooting a dart with the head that's slightly smaller than the foam doesn't rub on the barrel quite as much, and it's much more consistent from shot to shot. The included ammo shot very well. If you can find this separately, I'd recommend it, with this blaster in particular. It does feed the Dart Zone waffle head darts, and I didn't have any malfunctions with it, but it was not very consistent from shot to shot, so it'd be a little trickier to use these in a competitive Nerf war, and that's what this blaster is designed for. So it is compatible with these, it is compatible with Nerf Elite darts, but as you can see from the firing, definitely don't use Nerf Elite darts. Nerf Elite darts are not intended to shoot over 100 FPS. They spiral wildly out of control. Unfortunately, I don't have a purchase recommendation on a dart design like this, but just try to get a head that's slightly smaller than the foam. If you can purchase the included darts separately, I'd recommend them. They work pretty well and they shoot straight. And if you're shooting half-length darts, I would also recommend these half-length darts, which came with the blaster, but it fed the Jet Blaster half-length darts without a problem and pretty consistently. It also shot the Worker half-length darts without a problem, but these just are not as consistent, so from shot to shot, these darts are just kind of hit and miss. But the dart selection is largely dependent on climate because it's something of a precision barrel. My humidity in South Florida is going to change which darts are optimized for this blaster. But this follows the trends of highly modified spring blasters with compression barrels. So if you play outside on a humid day and then you go inside with air conditioning and it's drier, your dart fit's not going to be the same. You have to be aware of that and calibrate your darts for the day and the weather and all of that. So there we go. I believe that's all of the objective information I can provide on the Adventure Force Nexus Pro. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, I am incredibly impressed with the Adventure Force Nexus Pro. This blaster is insane. The muzzle velocities are insane. It shoots really hard. The range is excellent. The accuracy, precision, and consistency is phenomenal. And I'm really impressed that despite it having a precision barrel, it feeds everything without hiccups, without jams, no squibs. It's just incredibly impressive. And on the ergonomics and the build quality, you can tell this blaster was built from the ground up for its intended audience of hardcore competitive nerfers that tend to be a little older and bigger. The oversized grip that's very welcoming to an adult hand, the nice beefy foregrip, which is also welcoming to an adult hand, the streamlined ergonomics, the balance is great, the stock is really stable, you can prime it off the stock and it's not going to collapse on you, and if you're a giant like me, you can extend it all the way out. I honestly don't have a single complaint regarding the ergonomics and the build quality of the blaster, so I'm incredibly impressed with the performance, with the ergonomics, with the functionality. I'm impressed with absolutely everything about this blaster. And it's very cool that you can switch to half-length darts without opening the blaster, without changing out the breech. It's just compatible with everything with no hassle at all. And now to the important question, to buy or not to buy. As always, it depends. If you're a stock class nerfer and you don't mod and none of your friends mod and you play inside, I honestly recommend you do not purchase this blaster. It honestly shoots too hard to be shooting against stock Nerf guns. It's just not even fair. Like, you will destroy them and you could actually leave welts on them if you're getting close to them. It shoots hard. If you play outside and you play competitive Nerf and you don't want to get into modding, definitely check out this blaster. You can compete against modders. You can compete against people with very expensive blasters out of the box, off the shelf for 50 bucks. It's a very high quality blaster that feels great and it performs extremely well, but it's definitely not for everyone. So overall opinion on the Nexus Pro is certainly positive. It's an incredible blaster at a very solid value, but hopefully I've laid out all the information for you to make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you'd like to buy one, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. That concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.